I sure am thirsty.
That's how I was at the service on Saturday. Yeah, Saturday is the two um, nephews decided they want to play football with me in the backyard,
You're fun.
and I do not have that lung capacity anymore. I'm like,
I coached basketball on Monday. I coached a game on Monday, coached a practice on Tuesday, played 2 basketball games on Wednesday, and then coached an additional basketball practice tonight. So I'm fulfilling my basketball quota this week.
indeed. I hope your knees live to tell the tale.
That's why I always wear knee braces.
Why are you not showing me the
You're
actual live show?
is it not
Are
showing
you
us
actually?
live?
I see the. All right. Well, I'm just gonna refresh Twitch. There we are. That was weird. I was on the exact right link, and I refreshed Twitch, and now Twitch is like, "Oh, hi, that's what you wanted," and you zoom me in every time. Stop zooming me.
It's like we want to get up close and personal with Zealeus.
No, whatever I did with the last one, just leave it as that. You don't need to change it every single show.
We're going back to factory default of Zoom. The funny thing is, I think it's not my knees that I'm worried about. It's my arms
Mm.
because I get the crap kicked out of my arms because I've got to play, physical down low. So, but anyways, let us begin the show.
All right, what are we not going to do next show to my face?
Let's find out.
Mm.
And mute Zealeus. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of the Confusion Thursday Night Hangout.
Hello, greetings and salutations on the still beautiful Thursday night.
Yes, indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, I, of course, am your host, Charlie, and I'm joined once again by the prolific comer himself, Zealeus.
Greetings and salutations. I figure it's good to see you and the rest of the world while we're still around to see each other.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, we are, of course, based out of the Southeast in Atlanta, and we apparently are going to suffer through Ice Mageddon.
2.2.
Yeah, so
More smoke out. I don't know. I already give up.
we
Yeah.
may not survive the ice on the ground.
I always hope because there's so much warning about it that literally nothing happens.
Oh, yeah, it'll be like
That's my hope.
you're going to, like,
'Cause,
spot check a couple of ice spots, and that's it.
yeah, I don't need to live without power and heat because the real kick in the nuts is like it'd be kind of one thing if you're gonna lose power and at least gets like into the 40s or 50s.
Yeah.
No, if you lose power, like the temperature's plummeting, so
Yep.
that's the rough part.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. So hopefully everyone stays safe and you know stays well and all that good stuff. We'll see what happens.
So, anyways, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Thursday Night Hangout. It's a live show. Or try our best to cover the topics most important to you during the show. At any point during the show, if you have any topics, questions, subjects, opinions that you would like to share with the class, by all means, drop it in the chat, be it on Twitch, Facebook, or YouTube. And we'll try to add it. We'll try to add it to the show. If we do, unfortunately, run it out of time, we will then add it to the very next show. So,
Indeed.
without further ado, let us start off with we'll start off with the sad stuff and then go from there, shall we?
Indeed.
Ladies and gentlemen, for some of you out there, you may recognize the name of Scott Adams. Scott Adams is the cartoonist behind the comic strip Dilbert.
Ah, yes.
He has unfortunately passed at the age of 68.
Oh no.
He had prostate cancer.
Mm.
Yeah. So,
Yeah. Prostate cancer is a bitch, unfortunately. It is not a good sign.
yeah. we're not going to go into some of the sadness behind how his life could have been prolonged if certain government bodies weren't complete yoo-hoos. But he has
And
unfortunately
Yahoos.
passed, huh?
And Yahoos. Don't forget about Yahoos.
Yoo-hoos and yahoos and wackadoodle cuckoos.
Don't you associate my bad news with Yahoo? Yahoo?
You mean yoo-hoo, the chocolate
Damn it.
water.
Now my brain's being backwards.
When's the last time I had a yoo-hoo?
Honestly, it's been a long freaking time. Not
It
gonna
has
lie.
for me as well. Now, the real question is, if you ever do get a yoo-hoo, do you go with the glass bottle or do you go with the can?
Oh, if there's a choice, you go with the glass bottle.
Oh, absolutely. Okay, there we go. Okay,
Yeah.
just
It's like my splurge at Costco is getting the Mexican cane sugar Coca-Cola in the glass bottle.
yes.
It's like I don't drink soda much, but that's my soda splurge. And I'm like, if I'm gonna drink soda, I'm gonna at least drink the stuff that's real sugar and not the fake sugar.
Yes, real sugar. Very good. Very good.
Yes.
Okay. The next bit of bad news is unfortunately another death, and that is the famous author Jean Rabe has unfortunately passed away. She wrote a trilogy of books that were by far a couple of my favorite Dragonlance books. They were I want to make sure I get this right. They were the Dragon Age 5th Age books. So the Eve of the Maelstrom, the Day of the Tempest, and the Dawning of a New Age, which was kind of cool because you had these like super duper powerful dragons that were able to basically make these dragonlings in the Dragonlance universe. It was phenomenal, and I kind of want to go back and reread those 3 books back to back to back
There you go.
in
Sounds
honor
like
of Jean Rabe.
a need to read.
I believe I want to make sure that I get this right here. No, it doesn't have how old she was, but I believe she was on the older side. But she also has some phenomenal books outside of the Dragonlance of 5th Age series, but those were the ones that I absolutely 100% adored from her. So,
There you go.
yes.
Totally random,
Yes.
but speaking of Dragonlance, it kind of reminds me of, I don't remember which one it was. It's Tracy Hickman or Margaret Weiss, might have been both of them, were at DragonCon. And I remember going to their panel,
Mm-hmm.
and it's relevant because Dragonlance,
Yep.
they're Dragonlance authors, but they spoke so quietly and like not into the microphones.
Oh, no.
Where like I had no idea what they were saying because those are large. I know those are large panel rooms.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not like literally the front 2 rows, it's like I don't know what's going on.
That's when the AV person sneaks up in front of the table and just nonchalantly pushes the mic a little closer to the speaker.
I think there's something about older people where people don't want to like try to direct them, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I can understand
Yeah.
that, but at the same time, you know, I would hope that they are trying to disseminate amazing knowledge to further everyone's education for what they've been able to do. And so I don't think if I was in that position, I mean, I'm not a world famous author or anything, but if I was speaking, first of all, speaking
Maybe you need to become a world famous author. Let's go.
low volume has never been me. I have always had a voice that projects.
That is the truth.
So, I mean, you know, depending on the panel room, I don't even need the mic.
I know.
Again, you have to sit next to me.
Well, usually you're plugging that ear.
Yeah, exactly. But anyways, okay. Let's move on to some awesome news, and that is there was an anime from our youth that came out about 3 Japanese students who get oh my god, I'm just teleported. There we go. Teleported into a different world, and they all harness a different element and become Magic Knight Ray Earth. And there is going to be a new anime based on that series. I actually have the omnibus of the entire manga.
Nice.
And one of our fellow friends, longtime friends, a friend of the show, and of course of Ultra Confusion, Rin Blades, brought up the point that there was this phenomenal SNES RPG from Magic Knight Ray Earth, and I have to agree, that was a fun ass game. That was one of those RPGs that once I picked it up, I could not put it down.
I'm guessing because of the SNES, it was a turn-based JRPG.
Yes. Yeah. It was very much like a Final Fantasy feel to it, but set in the world of that universe, the Magic Knight Ray Earth, and they had some pretty sweet power-up moves that you could do, because once you got high enough, your fire, water, and air. I think fire was a sword. I think air was a bow, an arrow, and I want to say the water was. It might have been a different type of sword, maybe, or it might have been a spear. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it was awesome.
Saying, everyone likes a good fire sword. That's a classic.
Yes, I mean that's like the go-to. If in any anime or TV show, if there's fire, you're going to have, for some reason, that fire is going to be applied to a sword, and they're going to swing it around.
To be fair, it looks pretty badass.
Oh, absolutely.
I wish I had a flaming sword.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, that's what we're missing. Now, our third host on this podcast is my flaming sword of plus 18 fire and burning the house down.
Yeah. So, anyways, I don't know when it's coming out. They're basically saying 2026. So we're not gonna have to wait too long.
Did it say what it's coming on? Like, is it Crunchyroll or what service are we getting?
Oh, that's a good question. Let me see here. That's a very good question. Let's see. Well, right now, if you wanted to, it's gonna be Netflix.
Okay, there you go.
Oh, okay. Yep. Okay. This is. Yeah, so Magic Ray Earth, or at least the old one, they're dropping. I'm assuming that they're basically, what they do a lot with what Netflix does a lot of time is, if they're going to do like a re-envisioning of a show or something, they usually get the original and get everyone hyped on that, and then they release whatever, like when they had One Piece. I mean, they still have One Piece, the anime, but of course they have the live-action One Piece. They had, I don't know if they still have it, but they did have the Cowboy Bebop anime, and then I don't want to talk about the live action.
It always does annoy me when like shows are split across different streaming services. Like, for instance, one of my favorite classics is Veronica Mars.
Yes.
It's on Hulu. You have season 4. Only season 4 is on Hulu. Season 1 through 3, and for ages, season 1 through 3, I don't know what the hell you would have got back, because that was on Hulu, and then went off at some point. And now season 1 through 3 is back on Netflix, and then somewhere in the ether there's the Veronica Mars movie. So it's like, the beauty of streaming is the ease of access, and the terribleness of streaming is the painful way of accessing this ease of access at times. Kind of like trying to watch sports sometimes.
That reminds me, how do we watch The Expanse these days? Because remember, like half of it's on Prime, And I
Is
think
it all non-prime anymore?
I don't think there was the reason why I had to rush through like the first 3 seasons was that it was going to be dropped from Prime, and they were only going to have the Prime, the Expanse. But they might have like re-upped that contract.
Yeah, I remember that because the original, I don't remember how many seasons now, but I remember like the original seasons were not
Sci-fi.
Netflix. Yeah.
Yeah, they were sci-fi, or as they want to be called, sci-fi. But for me, it's always going to be sci-fi.
Yeah, one of those.
Yeah. So. But anyways. Oh, right. So, in other news, Sony has been on a little bit of a purging mission, and thankfully, this is the kind of purging that you want to see.
So,
huh?
sorry, real quick, according to Prime Video, where I'm on, the first, like all the seasons are on Amazon Prime right now, not
Just
the paid
Prime, or you have to pay for them.
Yeah, not to be confused with the paid Prime, where you have to pay for the show, but like I could go watch it right now if I wanted to.
Because you're a Prime member.
Yes.
Okay.
But I don't think it's like, and yes, it's stupid because and it's not obvious in the website if it's the paid Prime or the free Prime or the Prime where you have to pay for individual episodes.
Right.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, it pisses me off to no end that if you have to buy the Doctor Who seasons, but understand this: the Christmas specials are not included in the seasons.
Well, they have other ones too. I don't remember, like The Water of Mars, for instance, is probably a standalone, I'm guessing. And
yeah, and then of course this new one is going to be a standalone.
Yeah, so they're you're probably right though. Throughout the history of Doctor Who, they has all these standalone arcs of maybe a couple of episodes that weren't like part of the season, even though they were. Yeah, it's all kinds of weirdness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anywho, okay, so back to the Sony purging. Sony has been on a little bit of a mission as of late to try to purge some of the biggest shovelware producers. And one of they're not taking off game, or they are taking games off, but apparently they knocked an entire library of games from a single publisher completely off the PlayStation Store.
Honestly, I'm okay with that. It's it's Sony. If it's shovelware, get it out of there. Yes. Yep. And I guess always the tricky balance is because they are the gatekeeper, and where is that balance between keeping the shovelware out there and then becoming censorship?
Yeah.
Because I don't think, I don't want to speak on your behalf, but I don't think many of us are fans of them, being a censor in the regards of gatekeeping the store. But I would say, I don't think many people have an issue with the shovelware, especially when you go on, and it's not just, it's the Sony store, the Nintendo store.
Yeah.
All the stores have this, where you go on there and it's 98% of it is crap. And it's, and the rate at which games are published is just kind of insane.
Yeah. I was a little bit blown away by the sheer volume of games that this publisher, which goes by the name of Thigh Games, THIGAMES. Do you know how many games they had on the PlayStation Store before they got wiped off?
1,000.
1,194 games, all gone.
I was totally guessing.
And you were very close to being right.
Yeah, let's go.
But let me tell you some of the titles, okay? I'm just going to tell you a couple titles. The Jumping Spaghetti, The Jumping Rap.
Oh, God.
The sequel, The Jumping Rap Turbo, and The Jumping Orange 3.
So, guys, it's the same game where they're probably literally just swapping out sprites.
Yeah. That probably is, yeah. What?
Yeah.
The question I have is, who the hell is buying this stuff? I mean, is someone just that
I think
bored and
what
has
it
that
is,
much money?
I think it's a volume game, meaning like, I could have sworn like back on the like because I think what happens is they publish them for like let's just say $4.99.
Yeah.
And then they go on sale for 95% off. So they're now 29 cents.
So it's a bundle deal?
No, it's a fire sale. They say
Oh.
it's always 95% off. So it's like 29 cents or some stupid number. And
Still, that seems a very high price to pay for watching an orange bounce in a kitchen.
oh, I'm not disagreeing, but all I'm saying is that's the premise. Is you do a load of price and you get enough people just buying crappy games because people are like, oh, it's $1 for a game. I'll try it out and just see what happens. And if it sucks, I didn't really lose anything. That's the premise. And obviously it works because publishers do it. It's stupid. And we all, I think, any real gamer knows it's dumb. But, then again, you got people who spend tens of hundreds of $1,000s on gotcha games. So what do we actually know?
So, this is true. This is very true. I have to have that super platinum gold coated shield that gives me +2 to my defense immediately instead of grinding for 5 hours.
I mean, time is money. I guess we got money to blow. Why not blow it on video games, right? It could be that. It could be cars. It could be drugs. Why not video games?
True. Okay. Well,
I don't know.
ladies and gentlemen, moving on to the next topic. Let's talk about the fate of a certain game by Amazon Game Studios. Amazon Game Studios is planning to sunset their MMO New World. Basically, their plan is to shut it down for January 31st, 2027. They are saying that in-game purchases will come to an end July 20th of this year. And, for quite a few people out there, there's been, a little bit of outcry. However, there's been a studio who perhaps is willing to maybe save this MMO? Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know who posted the story, but now I forget. Who was it?
It is Face Punch Studios.
There we go. Yeah, for $25 million. I mean, the ball's in Amazon's court. I guess, is it worth it for them to basically, I guess, do a tax write-off or not lose face or, I guess an exec in the back of their mind, if the game goes to, this different studio that takes off and makes them billions of dollars and the Amazon, exec looks bad. So they're just so risk adverse that they're not going to even sell it because Weaponsmith does well elsewhere.
Right.
I mean, in the end, it just sucks for the consumer. Is all it comes down to.
Yeah.
But we don't really matter. That's basically what matters. If somebody's willing to be a steward of it, I wish it would happen. But based on the lack of news from that, I'm not terribly optimistic.
Yeah, the thing is, in the past, what certain pioneering or engineering minds have done is they've tried to, once they've found out that their favorite MMO is going to go the way of the dodo, they have started to try to figure out how to reverse engineer some of the code so they could put up their own private unsanctioned servers to keep it alive in some shape or form. Or there was an instance, many years ago, where a certain company decided to do a complete rebranding of their game and jacked up basically the way the game worked. And so you had a bunch of people who didn't want to see those changes, and so they reverse engineered the code so they could have the OG version of it. I believe it was Star Wars Galaxies, if I'm not.
Yeah, it is. You're talking about Star Wars Galaxy.
Yeah.
I never played it, but I know the story.
Yeah. So I mean, look, this is kind of this. If this offer of 25 mil is legit, this is someone actually legitimately saying, let's not only take it, but let's keep building on it. Because for 25 mil, you're not just going to just grab the game and just let it sit there.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit. I think the other ones, like, they have their merit, but this one is definitely different, where it's actually a actual game studio being like, hey, we'll purchase for $25 million.
Yeah.
It's not like, we're coming to them like, hey, can we just have your IP and we'll be great stewards of it. Pinky swear.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is, I don't know. I will say, if it actually is purchased, I would play it again because it's a game I enjoyed. But I'm not holding out hope.
We'll see. We shall see.
Who
Fingers
knows?
crossed, though.
One good thing to happen in 2026.
It's already early and it's already bleak. What can I say?
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's pause real quick to thank the individuals who help Alter Confusion be the Alter Confusion that you love and adore, and that, of course, are the friends of the show. And so without further ado, let us start it off with the Indie Cluster. The Indie Cluster is an organization of independent game developers that want to gain exposure by being involved in the community. They collectively journey to popular conferences as a traveling booth to help gain attention for their games. They make partnerships in local communities to bring games to the mainstream mindset. They highlight local, unusual, and rare concepts to challenge the paradigm of the common. They also host events to teach kids and minority groups about game development to hopefully one day enter the industry themselves. For more information, go to indiecluster.com.
Okay, so I know this is me being totally immature.
Yeah.
But if you go to the Indie Cluster website, the game on their handshakes, it looks like the blob is shaking something that's like not school appropriate. That's just me.
Zealeus has a dirty mind, ladies and gentlemen.
Like I said, I know it's me, but I guess maybe that's like a Rorschach test, and I just failed.
Yep.
Anyways.
All right. Anyways, going on to the next one, let us talk about the AV master himself. That, of course, is Noodle Boy Media. Founded in 2015 by Andrew Tran, Noodle Boy Media, previously Wack Kid 47 Media, is your choice for professional photo shoots and panel recordings at conventions. They pride themselves in providing a high level of professionalism, top-notch experiences, and quality services. If you want more information and to view their full list of services, check out facebook.com/noodleboymedia. The next shout out we got to give is to an individual who I probably going to see in the near future, because I do have some aches and pains from all that gaming, both in the gaming chair and on the basketball court. And that, of course, is Hero Chiropractic. Hero Chiropractic is a unique healthcare practice set up by Ryan Moore. The company's focus to elevate a patient's experience of freedom, creative expression, and joy. They believe that everyone can be a hero and has incredible heroic potential inside themselves waiting to be unleashed. Hero Chiropractic focuses on mobile chiropractic care in the Greater Atlanta area. They are committed to healing clients by creating a plan of action uniquely suited for each person. They make that plan of action as convenient and affordable as possible, and most importantly, suited to your individual needs. For more information, go to herochiropractic.com. The next shout out we got to give is to music maestro himself, and that, of course, is CrossPad Creative. Need a new logo or want to work on a full branding and content strategy? Or maybe you need music or audio for your content, just like Alter Confusion? CrossPad Creative offers a whole host of solutions for individuals and small businesses. Just email Josh at crosspadcreative@gmail.com and see what he can do for you. And, of course, the final shout-out we got to give is to the original backer on Patreon for Alter Confusion. That, of course, is Agile Axiom. By day, Axe leads both the development team and system administration team working with satellites at NASA's Goddard campus. But while not in meetings many times during, he is the Agile evangelist, Agile Axe, championing the philosophy of Agile and trying to make the world a better place for software developers, testers, system admins, and software projects the world over. Decades of experience in software development and leading agile teams are brought to bear against evil processes, inefficient work, and bad habits. For more information, go to agileaxiom.com. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I know at this very moment in time, you must be asking yourself, how do I become a friend of the show? Well, it's quite simple. Ladies and gentlemen, Alter Confusion survives on love and support of fans like you, and so we have a Patreon page. Patreon lets you, the fans, lovers, haters, demigods, interdimensional beings, gods, demons, aliens, mummies, werewolves, vampires, supporters, and more to become active participants in the work we love through a monthly membership. This gives you access to exclusive content, community, and insight into our creative process. In exchange, we gain a bit more freedom to do our best work and the stability we need to build an even stronger creative career. We currently have 2 tiers. We have the $1 a month tier. It's $1 a month or $12 a year. What they get you is early access to all of our playthroughs, which the latest playthrough is just posted, and also the ability to participate in patron-only posts. Now, if you're feeling a little extra frisky, you pump that up to the $5 a month tier. That's $5 a month or $60 a year. What that gets is your name or organization added to every single Thursday night Hangout show as a friend of the show, as well as everything at the $1 tier. So if you want to become a patron of Alter Confusion, go to Patreon. That's patreon.com/Altered Confusion today. And sadly, I have not gotten around to actually re-upping the extra life thing, so we'll have to skip that part for this evening. But I do want to say, ladies and gentlemen, if you are interested in picking up some pretty sweet Alter Confusion swag, you can always go over to alteredconfusion.tv/merch. That's MERCH. And you can pick up an Alter Confusion hat, an Alter Confusion coffee mug, an Alter Confusion vinyl sticker, which I've got a bunch of vinyl stickers on my car that I put on as soon as I bought the car. My car is a 2020 model, and this is one of the very few stickers that has shown no wear and tear yet. So,
Right now, I think we need some Alter Confusion hand warmers.
ooh, hand warmers. Still haven't gotten the Alter Confusion socks, but working on it. The beanies, the beanie is nice.
What needs a sock?
Oh boy, Zealeus, that's illegal in some countries. No, the beanie, which I keep finding the beanie like early in the week and then misplacing it by the time of the show because I wear it because it's nice and warm and it fits my huge ass noggin.
I just assume one of your children stole it.
Well, I've got 2. One my child stole, and the other one, it's mine, but I just don't remember where the hell I put it.
Just leave it on your head at all times.
Oh God, no. I'd be sweating profusely.
That's what deodorant's for. And Axe body spray.
Ugh, dude, I don't even know the last time I applied Axe. I think that was probably 20 plus years ago.
I never actually used Axe body spray.
I went through.
I probably got a drive by though at some point in my life.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Being around people.
Yes.
That would happen.
Yes. Okay. Here is. Let's get back into the news. It has been announced from Ubisoft that they are going to be doing a major reset within the company. They are going to... this major reset is going to see the vast majority of Ubisoft split into 5 separate divisions. They're doing this to try to reclaim its creative leadership and drive a sharp rebound. As a result, 6 games have been canceled, 7 games have been delayed, and 2 studios have been closed.
Hooray!
One of the much delayed titles that has now been canceled is the Prince of Persia Sands of Time remake.
Oh, no.
There was also a mobile title that they had in the works, and that's also gone bye-bye.
Oh no.
There are some of the delays. Ubisoft is not naming specific games, but they're saying some of the games that would have been scheduled for the April 2026 release window are now set to release in April 2027, so an entire year.
They're also mandating RTO for all employees because nobody loves a job that you can do remotely more than being required to return to the office.
Yes.
To increase synergy and efficiencies or something.
I'm very, very interested to see with all this restructuring and breaking into different divisions, how many more jobs Ubisoft is going to lose as a result.
Well, a lot of times that's what it ends up being is unpaid layoffs, basically, because people are like, "No, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'll find a job elsewhere." Yeah, I don't know. It's a crazy world, man.
Yes. But just so that one of the they've listed a couple of the what these new divisions are going to do. One division is going to be dedicated to competitive and cooperative shooter experiences. One of them is going to focus on fantasy worlds and narrative-driven universes. And another one is going to reclaim their position in casual and family-friendly games. So
Yay!
a lot of people think that it's going to be like the digital Hasbro games and the Just Dance games or franchise. So we'll see.
Well, I mean, those games at one time were like super duper popular. So
Yeah,
you never know.
yeah.
There's always a chance. There's always a chance. I don't know what that chance is, but there's a chance.
My question is, with this restructuring, so should we expect Beyond Good Evil 2 like 2030 now? Because apparently it's still potentially in the works.
I mean, the amount, like, especially from AAA studios, it's like the development time of games is just, it's in years.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just long. I mean, just look at like GTA.
Yep.
6, right?
Yep, GTA 6.
Or the next, oh my gosh, Elder Scrolls.
Yeah.
Apparently, we're getting a Fable this year, though.
They're just basically rebooting the franchise.
Hey! Don't be too picky now. It's called Fable, and it's coming out.
I just hope it's not the city manager that the last one kind of became, because that was just a pain in the ass. I wanted to do the adventuring, not the, I didn't want to be the guy who had everyone's job in the palm of my hands. I just want to kill things, damn it.
Now that's my kind of game, sir. No, I typically want, you're right, like from a thematic perspective, like I want one game or the other, meaning if I want to kill things, I want to go kill things. Like, let's just say Diablo or, ARPG, that's usually my style.
Yep.
Or, to your point, if I want to go manage things, I'll go play like a Civilization or, something like that, like a strategy game, right? Yeah, SimCity, city builders I like. So
Masters of Orion. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, but like I don't necessarily, I think to your point, I'm generally honestly not a big fan of mixing the two genres together. I'm like, no, just do one thing and do it really well. We don't have to start like adding in like even crafting to a point to me feels that way sometimes because I know every RPG has to have crafting, and like when it starts becoming like a puzzle game of crafting, I'm like, want a puzzle game? I'll go play a freaking puzzle game. I don't need crafting in my RPG. That's why I really liked Age of Reckoning, I think it was. had a super straightforward crafting. It was straightforward. You know what you're getting. It was your upgrades. Boom. You didn't really think a lot. That's the kind of crafting I like in my action games.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I'm playing like a crafting game, which I've played over the years, that's different. Like I'm crafting. So, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. I don't know.
Yeah. It's like I play some like Path of Exile, and the joke always is when you get to end game, you basically need like a PhD in crafting in order to figure out how this crazy esoteric system works.
You just
And
need to get something in the vein of the Civ 2 wall map.
Yeah, I missed that. Yeah. So Charlie's talking about back in the good old days when you got physical video games.
Yep.
One of the cool things is you get physical assets. Like somewhere in my closet, I still have the Baldur's Gate stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Where you had like the book with all the spells, and you had like the little cloth map and that stuff. But what he's talking about, so back in the Civ 2 days, when you purchased the box, well, you didn't have digital downloads at the time, so yes, you got the physical box.
Yeah.
It came up. It was a pretty good sized printout map of the tech tree. It was just cool because it was this big old fold out tech map. I mean, yes, you could access it in the game, obviously, but just kind of having those kind of physical things was neat. But it's kind of funny because I think at the time, like, it was like okay, this is interesting, I guess.
Yeah.
Because like we did it, it's one of those things where like you don't know you have until it's gone in a way.
Yep.
Like it was almost like one day you had all these physical stuff, and then like a year later, it no longer existed. Because even in games still, you could buy like the cartridge. Like at that point, there came like almost like a cutoff time where it's like, oh, you're no longer getting cool swag. You're just gonna get the cartridge or disc, where it's basically just a key anyways, and you just have to download it anyways. It doesn't actually come with the full game.
Yep.
Yeah.
Games were no longer coming with manuals because they'd just be like in a how-to section inside the game.
The amount of times I read that freaking Master of Magic manual and just looking through the spells and the different stuff.
Hell yes. Hell yes. The good old days.
It was fun because they had, I remember Master of Magic specifically, their manual had drawings in it. And like, it was almost like random doodles. Like they weren't specific to that page. It was like random like artwork, obviously concept artwork throughout the book. It was just kind of
it made you feel like more like like an adventurer's personal journal almost.
Yeah.
Filled with information. Like a field guide.
Yeah. Ooh, I like that field guide.
So, but yeah. Okay. The next topic has to do with morons being jackasses. There was an incident. I'm trying to remember exactly where this was. Did they actually give the location? Oh, yeah, Pennsylvania. In the state of Pennsylvania, there was an incident, I should say, where individuals who were dressed up as ICE agents pounded at someone's door, busted in, and then robbed the person. They were not ICE agents. They just used the ICE uniform to get into the door, and then they proceeded to rob the person's house.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, there's not much more to add to that other than people are just shitty people sometimes.
Yes.
Taking advantage of what is already a volatile situation and just kind of adding napalm to it, basically. Yeah.
Yes, God dang it. I don't know. I don't. It pisses me off. People taking advantage of others. Okay.
Yeah.
So, said that part. Let's move on to the next part. A developer out there who still does pretty fun games, Double Fine, has announced that their new game is coming. And this game is called Kiln. Kiln. Like where you would put your pottery in.
Put my clay pot in there?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, here is the crazy thing about Kiln. Kiln is a game about making pots, then making them punch other clearly inferior pots.
Okay. All right. I like where this is going, actually. This could be kind of fun if done right.
I
I'm intrigued by the concept. Somehow
yeah.
that intrigues me.
It's a gameplay loop centers around players crafting pots that become their fighters, then proceeding to control them to duke it out in 4v4 online matches.
It's kind of like owning a what's it called? A homunculus, only
Yes.
in the form of a pot. Same concept. Or a golem.
Yeah.
All kinds of things in fantasy. Yeah, I'm all right. I mean, then you had to say PvP, so I'm definitely less interested because I don't have the heart anymore to play PvP centric games at my current juncture in life. But nonetheless, sounds kind of fun. Because
So Double Fine takes it a little bit further. He goes, look, the game's pot making mechanics have been significantly streamlined compared to the real thing, because making a pot ain't easy. I'll tell you that.
That'd be great if you had to wait like 24 hours after making your pot to see does it work.
Well, it's got a cure.
Yeah.
And you got to make sure that it's uneven, it doesn't have any impurities, and oh my god. Anyway, so Double Fine still thought it sensible to include. So basically, it's just a button and a control stick brand of gameplay.
Okay.
So in practice, that means aiming somewhere with a stick and throwing a chunk of clay with a button. However, the simple execution still allows for fairly diverse creative applications, especially when paired with the ability to pick between 3 different clay sizes and 8 wheelable shapes, including bowls, cups, and bottles. You can make any kind of shape you wanted, which that's probably going to bite them in the butt, because there are individuals out there who, given a certain amount of freedom, are going to make some very unique-looking pots.
Now, you know what this almost sounds like?
What's that?
Almost like a Mr. Bomberman type of PvP game.
Hmm.
Like, in that you're trying to like battle each other basically for supremacy of the screen, right?
Yeah, I think so.
And if it's that kind, that actually does sound fun. Because it's because of the way you describe the controls, right? Like,
Yeah.
this Bomberman has simple controls, right? Like you're your bomber and you throw something if you pick it up, a bomb. So if it's that type of actual PvP, that actually legitimately does pique my interest then.
So it is scheduled for spring of 2026. You can go look at the trailer today on Double Fine to get a better lowdown of the game. But this seems a very interesting concept.
Did it say what systems?
Yes, it will be. It will debut simultaneously on the Xbox Series XS, PlayStation 5, and PC.
Okay. Interesting.
Also, it is a first-party Microsoft game, so it will be a day one Xbox Game Pass title.
Sure.
For those who were looking at it through that way. So
there's dozens of them.
Yes, there are.
Just a shot because Microsoft is sucking this round of console wars.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, I wish they weren't, because if they drop out of the race for the next gen, that's bad for us in the long run, because less competition bad. But anywho.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe the next consoles won't magically require RAM and they'll still be affordable.
Or we'll finally go to the stream boxes.
Well, that's kind of one of the more nefarious ways of looking at it, is it is a way to actually, in effect, drive gamers to having to basically stream because everything is literally in the cloud.
Yep.
And the hardware is now moved to the cloud because we literally can't afford it because
Yep.
they bought it all. Which I guess in a way is a evilly um, successful strategy, actually.
I guess. I don't know.
I
Who knows?
guess. I mean, yeah.
Who knows at this point, right? Could
If
be
somebody
anything.
does, then they should tell us secretly so we know where to invest.
Yes, please. I could
Yes.
use
Tell-
some
yeah.
extra money.
Yes. Let us go to Wall Street bets and bet the house on whatever somebody tells me. What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, absolutely. What could possibly go wrong? Um. So apparently, look, I've never been a huge fan of Minecraft. Which is kind of funny because I love the hell out of Legos, but I just never got. I think my problem was that I don't like playing games that require me to also have a wiki open so I understand what the hell I'm doing.
I never got into my. I remember playing back in the Xbox 360 days, like the beta,
Mm-hmm.
and it just didn't do for me. I was kind of like, why play Minecraft when I could just go build Legos? Was
Yeah.
kind of my theory.
Yeah.
I know it's not that simple because you can build stuff in Minecraft you probably can't do in real life. I just, yeah, it. I played it every once in a while, like over at a friend's house. They have a kid. I played with them a couple times, and like it's fun for like a half hour
Yeah.
to kind of build stuff, and then I'm like, okay, I'm bored.
Yeah. No, I never grasped like the crafting mechanics in there. Like, oh, I've got I don't know 500 clods of dirt now, and I still don't know what I'm doing.
Oh, I'll only play if we play like whatever the version is where you can craft anything,
Yeah.
whatever
Whatever.
that is. I'll play that one, but the one where you actually have to like know what you're doing, no.
Yeah, no, nothing good.
No.
Well, anyways, there is a Minecraft-esque game out there that is I think is still in early access or beta. It's called Hightail, and apparently it is quite the rage. And then the really interesting thing is that some random kid, I want to say he's like a teenager, just over a weekend made a mod that allowed for cross Hightail to Minecraft play.
Oh, actually sounds kind of sick.
That is, I'm like, damn it, I wish I had those smarts. Like, what?
What do you think the odds are ChatGPT just wrote the code for him?
Or whatever the coding equivalent is, yeah. Claude.
ChatGPT
In Claude, Amazon's.
I don't even know who
Or
owns
Gemini for the Google.
They all somehow own each other.
Yeah.
It's a giant spaghetti web of they own them, who owns them, who contributes to them, who invested in them, and it all circles back to them who invested in the original company. It is
Like-
one giant bloody pyramid scheme.
It's like all the telephone companies. There's only one telephone company, but they say there's lots of different telephone companies. They're just
It is, yeah.
if you were to follow the paper trail, they're all Bell.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I don't know. It is that way right now where they're all investing in each other, and I don't know how it actually works, but it does.
So, I was asked a question, and I saved my answer so that this individual would have to download the podcast to hear my answer. But there has been, for a couple years now, there have been individuals who have based their like or dislike of an individual solely on the character that they played in a TV show or voiced in a video game or voiced in a TV show or a movie.
Yep.
And the question was asked, so what's your take on that? My take is, ladies and gentlemen, there are things called actors and actresses. They play a role. Sometimes the role they play is themselves, like Ryan Reynolds. All of his guys, he's not immortal like Deadpool, but that attitude, that wise ass
Hey,
type of thing, that's
now with
actually him.
attitude, he's not going to be immortal.
Huh?
With that attitude, he's not going to be immortal.
Yeah, I know. Well, anyways, but one of the guys who gets a lot of he gets a lot of love for his character because of the way his character's views on things, and it makes him very, very uncomfortable. And it's the guy from The Boys. He plays Homelander.
Yep.
The actor is does not have the same like mindset or moral values or lack thereof of Homelander, and he says that when he goes to conventions and people basically mistake him as Homelander is him, it makes him very, very nervous.
Yeah.
Look,
I think it's the same way. It's a lot of the. I think it's Firecracker. I think she's lesbian in real life.
yeah,
It's yeah. I mean, every character on freaking The Boys is pretty reprehensible when you think about it.
yes.
They all do shitty things in the show, and yeah, like obviously they're not the real people. I think I look at the question a little bit differently. In that, by the way, I'm echoing on you now, is yes, you're right. If you act away in a show, then that should not be, people should not be like, oh, that's who they are in real life. But I also kind of have where if I see an actor in a show and that becomes iconic for that character, it becomes very hard for me sometimes to like separate that character. Like, I guess my example would be Jack Gleason as Joffrey Baratheon in Game of Thrones, where he was forever the Knievel, sniveling little shithead of a king.
Yeah.
And if I ever see him, I'm like, you fucking Joffrey. Now, I also recognize that's not who he is in real life.
Right.
Like, that's your point. That's his acting job. But I definitely, in movies, in make-believe, there's certain actors where I see them in another show. I'm like, wait, that's not them. There's this other character from a show.
Look, I will fully admit.
I still have a hard time seeing. What's the other guy? Who's the main guy in
Carl Urban.
Yeah, whenever I see Carl Urban and Lord of the Rings, he didn't do a bad job. I just stretched the imagination. It still just throws me off because between Lord of the Rings and Dread.
Yes.
Like, he just doesn't fit into Lord of the Rings. And he works in it, but just having that dichotomy, I'm like, no, he just seems weird here to me. Just because of his other acting roles.
Movie? There was another.
Anyway.
Well, there was, of course, the Chronicles of Riddick. What was the other one? I want to say it was a Paul Bettany movie. I want to call it Priest. I could be wrong, though.
Yeah.
But anyways, but yeah, there is an unfortunate phenomenon that happens plenty in the industry, and that is that if you are so good at your role, you get typecast, and people can only see you as that character forever.
Yeah.
Which in the
least,
least,
there's a way like when Rock came out of Hollywood, came out of wrestling.
Yeah.
That's why he was in movies like The Tooth Fairy and other non-necessarily macho roles.
Yeah.
Is you did want to try to do roles that were not just stereotypical meathead.
Well,
he eventually get into that because he's better at it. But still.
It's what Batista's doing. I mean, he slimmed down because he doesn't want to be the musclehead.
Sure. Yeah. He's a good actor too.
Yeah.
He's actually Batista can actually act.
Yeah. He can act more than just Drax from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Well, she did a great job at it.
Yeah. And speaking of wrestlers going to Hollywood, this movie flies under most people's radars, and maybe some people just don't like it. But there is a movie out there called Playing with Fire. starring John Cena as a smoke jumper
Okay.
in a national park, and I find it very humorous, and it is a movie that my kids and I have watched numerous times.
Cena definitely has a good sense of humor. Like
Yes.
he has good comedic timing. So
Yes.
like you can definitely tell the acting part. He's a pretty good actor too, I would say, John Cena.
Yeah. But
He has it.
but I do want to put this out here, ladies and gentlemen. Understand that actors and actresses are playing roles because that's how they make their money. Sometimes their roles are who they are, and sometimes they're not. But you can't make that assumption and try to go with it. There was, I can't remember the video game off the top of my head, but there was a controversial video game that had a very creepy stalker character to it. That the consumers really wanted the developer to just drop the stalker thing because it was that creepy. But the voice actor who voiced that character was getting like death threats for how dare you become this character and voice this and that. And it's like, look, man, it's a script.
That's weird.
I mean, it's like going after someone who's doing audiobooks, right? I mean, they're literally reading the novel to you. It's not their own thoughts.
Well, it stretches across all parts of media. I mean, just look at sports where
Yeah.
like the wives of coaches get death threats when their team loses. And it's like, really, people? Like, you might be taking it a little bit too seriously, just going on a limb here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, it's all good and wonderful to be in the confines of your own house and to cheer for your team, enjoy your video game, watch your evil kings on TV. Don't leave it at the door.
Yeah.
Or I guess at your cable modem.
No. Anyways.
Yeah.
Life
from reality. I know it's tough sometimes.
I know that we're all in like upside down world right now, or at least I'm hoping we are, because this can't be reality, please. But let's try to be nice to each other, understanding.
Screw you with your niceties, man.
Empathetic.
Whoa.
Sorry, Zealeus. Sorry.
Whoa. Sorry.
You
have an NFL jersey on, and I can only be mean to NFL teams who I don't like.
Yes. I was the last one in my family, the last male in my household to have a jersey, and I decided I had to have one before the NFC championship game this Sunday. Anyways, real quick before we wrap it up, Zealeus, you playing anything fun?
Yeah, I've been playing a game called Railguard.
Mm-hmm.
The basic concept is you have it's Railguard, so railroads, and it's kind of like a puzzle game in that you have to, it's not built as a puzzle game, but I look at this game as puzzle games, where basically you have to create routes to pick up, say, for instance, oil. So then you have to go to the oil refinery, and then the oil refinery then goes to the, which then makes energy. And then you have to take your energy to the Zeppelin to basically create energy and make money. So you have to create like railroad routes efficiently to do this. And it's one of those where you have like the overworld view map. So it's like, you start off simple where all you have to do is pick up, 56 tons of oil. And then the next map is now you have to refine that oil. And the next map, now you have to make the energy out of the oil. So they kind of introduce it that way. But yeah, I'm liking it. It's a fun game.
That sounds a lot like a game that I played recently called Station to Station, which is basically it's the same concept. You're basically building a railroad to connect these different buildings to each other to move goods around, and then there's like additional achievements where only use this amount of railroad don't use bridges or some other weird stuff.
Yeah, the way to do that kind of in Railguard is so you start them, so you get voucher points, which you
Mm-hmm.
can basically unlock like trains and music and stuff, which I don't
Yeah.
care about the music because I listen to Pandora while playing. But anyways, so you get voucher points based on if you meet certain criteria. The criteria is basic, it's like S through F rank.
Mm-hmm.
And basically you click a little box, which I prefer, at the beginning of each map of like no timer. You
Yes.
still get the A rank and you beat it. I'm like, okay, I only lose one voucher point. Which most of these games, if you get the A rank, you're fine anyways for voucher point. And then there's another one where it's like you still get the B rank, but you have unlimited money. So and you can always go back to the map, to get higher points.
Mm-hmm.
But I do appreciate that they have these offerings like right there, like, hey, you can just play with these settings. It's still like continue in the map, basically. Which is, I think, I like that. Like, it kind of gives, the player the choice of how do they want to play each map with those features. So I like it when developers give players choices.
Gotcha. I have been playing some Baldur's Gate 3.
Nice.
Not as much as I should have, because my family came into possession of a Switch 2, and I've been going hardcore into making sure that I get all 3 stars in Mario Kart.
I just hate when you come into possession of random like useful electronics.
I know, and it's just crazy.
It's funny how that just happens. One day, Switch 2 just appears in the house. Damnedest thing.
Magic. And then the other game that I've been playing on the Switch is a game called Shirin the Wanderer, the Tower of Fortune, and the Dice of Fate.
Wait, is that the entire title of the damn game?
Yeah.
Good Lord.
It is a rogue-like game where you start in this village and then you have to go through like an opening 5-piece section, and then you get to the tower. There's the past, the present, and the future. And if you beat all 3, I don't know what happens next because I'm currently in the future tower right now.
Nice. There you go.
But it's one of those that if you die, you drop all of your stuff. And then you have to start again from scratch, but it's kind of turn-based where, everyone moves one spot. So if I move one, if there's an enemy on the screen, then that enemy moves one, and it's a grid. It's an invisible grid. You can line it up and stuff. And then, of course, there's, like, random items on the ground that's kind of populated throughout the area. And you just pray that there's at least a weapon, maybe a shield, maybe I can't remember what the accessory, the bangle or whatever. You have limited space, and you're just trying to make it up the towers. And you don't have to like completely clear out the tower, each level of the tower, because the enemies will respawn. Oh, you also have a hunger meter that you got to keep an eye on. So
totally random, but you're saying roguelike made me think of. Did you ever beat Hell Clock?
So I could never beat the future part.
Okay. I didn't beat it either.
I did. I flew through everything until we got to the future, and then for some reason I got massacred every single time. It was like the end. They was like random enemies would just kick my ass, and I'm like, how? Why? I don't understand.
Fair enough. Yeah, I was curious.
But that was it. Zealeus was talking about timers. I turned that damn thing off.
Oh yeah, that's definitely like. So going back to kind of Railguard, the timer actually kind of works in the system of the game. I'm close, especially because you could just disable it and you basically only lose 1 point.
Mm-hmm.
But like Hellguard, Hell Clock.
Yeah, Hell Clock.
Like the timer just wasn't fun, at all. Like
so stressful.
Yeah, it was more stressful and like not a good stressful, not like this is difficult stress. So I'm like, no, this is just annoying stressful.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was 100% disabled that right away in the game. I'm like, the thing, and so I guess one last thing. So, FPS I was really into, still one of my favorites of all time, is oh my gosh, Outriders. Love the game. The problem the game ran into is the end game was clock based to beat the maps. The thing I hate about when games do that, like whether it's Outriders or Hellclug, is that reduces build diversity.
Mm-hmm.
Because what happens if you want to be super tanky? Because games have tanks, right?
Yep.
And they have defensive abilities. So by putting timers basically around maps of any kind of video game, you effectively nerfed any defensive ability. Or to play defensive. If I want a turtle and I could take a half hour to beat the map, why the hell not?
Yeah.
If I have that much patience, more power to you. Because
Yep.
having the patience to do it for 30 minutes is a different skill than dealing with whack-a-mole in 30 seconds, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I always hated the timer strategy, is it just kills build diversity to me. That's my gripe.
I agree. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Real quick, the show next week will be slightly delayed. It will start at 8:30 instead of 8, as I will be coming in hot from a basketball game. But so keep just to give you guys a heads up. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank everyone for tuning in to the Ultra Confusion Thursday Night Hangout. For myself, Charlie, and Zealeus, it's been a pleasure getting ready to come our heads, our mouths, and of course, our hearts. We'll be back next Thursday for another Ultra Confusion Thursday Night Hangout.
Remember, kids, keep on gaming in the free world.
Amen to that, brother. Ta-da's, we made it. Yeah, I was supposed to play Baldur's Gate 3 on Tuesday, but I was so dead on my feet that I decided to play a game that just got an update for like the first time in like 4 or 5 years.
What game is that?
The game that I'm talking about, of course, is Epic Tavern.
Oh, no. We talked about that a couple of weeks ago, I think.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Yeah.
Where we mentioned one time, oh, interesting. How is it worth me updating again?
It's the same. It really is the same. I mean, they made some small tweaks here and there, but it's really the same that it has been.
Okay.
I mean, I really haven't. They might have thrown in a little bit more diversity, but it's really. I mean, you could also see that it's absolutely 100% still in early access, because there was one quest that I completed that had all of the programming code. If fail this, if else if that, and I was just like, oh, okay, that just goes to show that maybe not everyone's done the quest that I just did.
That's awesome.
But I did lose a character that I was really pissed about.
I hear.
Yeah. They added this. If anyone goes and plays Epic Tavern, never, ever, ever. There's like a random event that will pop up during some of the quests where you find a tarot card reader person. Don't ever, 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 ever do that. I've gotten nothing but bad. I've had 2 of my characters cursed and 1 basically sent to death's door. So that he was able to finish the quest, but as soon as he returned to the tavern, he died. And he was like one of my main guys for one of the 4 main skills that you have.
Bastard.
Pisses me off. Anywho. All right. Well, we're going to end the stream. I'm going to talk to Zealeus offline. But everyone, thank you for tuning in.